What's up, everybody? It's Z Panther here again. Uh, gonna do another Swiss Round 1 Stage 2 game. This one is with Sheik Hater. That would be Schnack Ketchum at the bottom there. um, versus Hydreigon is greater than Latias. I'm just gonna call them H over L for this video. Uh, don't know a ton about both these players. I know H over L is in Mushi League. But I don't know much about either one of them, play styles they play too much, but it should be a good one. So let's get into it. So T-Tar lead versus a Salamence lead. I'd expect T-Tar to probably scout for Brick Break. You don't want to take a CB Brick here. And looks like that is a CB Brick, and Sandstorm damage is going to confirm that. So probably expect a Magneton coming here. Nope, they just Brick again. Maybe trying to play around a Doug coming out. That Scarm is taking quite a lot from that Brick Break. Maybe it's not a Taunt Scarm. Maybe it's a Taunt Scarm. Maybe it's not a full HP or something. I don't know. Seems like 36% is doing more than it should. I know that Salaman's a CB. Looks like there's spamming Protect here. That's actually 3 Protects in a row, which is pretty crazy. It's still not going to put it out of Magneton range. So it was all for naught, but kind of crazy in its own way. And Flygon comes out here. Expect Magneton to probably just switch, yeah, into Salamence. Makes sense. Did they read that with Toxic? No. So CB Mence is in a pretty good position here. It's kind of tricky because, yep, Flygon does often carry Protect. So now T-Tar's pretty safe here, and he's chipping the Salamence with each Protect. So Breloom comes out as Jirachi comes out. Depending on the Jirachi set, it's probably a defensive Jirachi, just based off of the structure I'm seeing from H over L. I would assume that's kind of like an old school Superman type build. And then from Sheik Hater or Schnack Ketchum, definitely seeing more of a physical offense type thing. Maybe Lumen Doom or something like that. Definitely probably a Pursuiter in the back for both of these. And we actually see a Mischievous, so definitely confirming my suspicion of Superman for H over L. And there you go. Maybe he was expecting the Jirachi to come in to resist the mash, but it allows this Moltres in for free, and that is going to be a dead Breloom. I guess to get Salamence in, this is what you got to do. Or they just go Arrow. That works too. Definitely Arrow is going to be threatening us out. And Moltres itself is actually Protect as well. Now I wonder if Moltres stays in here to Wisp, because it can definitely live a double edge here. No, it just goes to Miss. Safe play, makes sense. Why even risk it? It's going to force the Arrow out anyway. Are they going to capitalize on this? I think you go Salamence there and you just start clicking HP Fly, or trying to make predicts. Maybe that's just me. Metagross is not gaining lefties, so this could be triple choice band. It's definitely a possibility from Sheik Hater here. Gets in the mag, I think. Ooh, on a Fire Punch and crit. Well, you know, I think he had the right idea trying to get mag in on just to get some damage on this thing. But does catch the Fire Punch to the face. And Tyranitar's here, it's Dragon Dancing. This team seems like all out offense. Definitely would have thought Tar here would be more of a pursuiter, because it seems like this team doesn't really appreciate Gengar and Moltres too much. And while Fistar can also break through Moltres easily, Pursuit Tar also can kind of remove it along with Gengar, and it would also have just kind of had all the tools to hit Flygon and Mischievous and whatnot. But it looks like this is going to be pretty hard for Sheik to break. But then again, H over L's team is more passive, so it's gonna be more reactive to what Sheik is trying to do. I think they have the right idea though, just going for mash raises. You got to break through somehow, and there you go. There's the mash raise. Unfortunately, this for them, this Jirachi is faster, so it's going to be taking out the Metagross here. I think that Tar would be coming in here. Yeah, makes sense. You probably just go and attack. I think there you might DD, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of tough. Flygon's pretty tough for this team to break, especially with multiple protect users, and CB Ments getting toxic is essentially a death sentence there. Any status on CB Ments is, you might as well count that Salamence is dead. Maybe if it was spamming HP Fly earlier. I think with CB Ments and CB Gross, I'm assuming that's what both of them were, you have to just start spamming their stabs early and often. But it is kind of a tough matchup here. You get the crit. See, that's why you spam their stabs. But there's a lot of protect users on this team, so actually 4 of the 6 on this team carry protect, if I'm reading it right. Yeah, protect, 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 and protect. You're gonna have to probably flinch through, and you just miss. That's just insult to injury. But it was gonna be hard to break Superman regardless. Of course, Arrow here is just gonna have to lock in a Rock Slide. Locks into HP Fly or HP Bug, and catches a Toxic. Either way, if it's HP Bug, then Moltres can just come in here, and if it's HP Fly, then both Tar and Jirachi can come in pretty safely. I mean, Flygon's not taking a ton from it either. So, and after this Protect, I think that will do the Arrow. Yeah, 18%. And that is going to wrap up game 1 after another Protect. Yeah, I'm thinking this was triple choice band, and if this is, and bringing quadruple Protect was a great move by Hydreigon is greater than Latias. That was just a excellent team choice into this. So let's get on to game 2. So put it on slow, and we see a Slaking lead. Okay, so it's gonna focus turn 1, which is kind of awesome. See how much it's gonna do to Skarm. It does a ton. 76%. Obviously now Skarm's gonna get a chance to do whatever it wants. Probably gonna spike, but of course the Magneton comes out as expected. You probably always want to run Magneton with Slaking if you can help it. So down goes Skarm, but it does get its spike. And Magneton is going to T-Wave maybe? Nope, it just goes straight into Claydol, which works. Tyranitar doesn't mess around trying to set up a DD, it just goes straight for the EQ, and Claydol spins away that spike. So Skarmory really accomplished nothing, which that Hidden Power did quite a bit. Yeah, Hidden Power did quite a bit. Assuming it's HP Bug that they revealed Earthquake, I'd assume they have Rock Slide, of course. So that may not have been the world's bulkiest Claydol taking that much. Or it was a fully invested T-Tar, more like. So Celebi is in on Suicune, probably going to see a Leech Seed here. Yep. And now Slaking's kind of threatening everything. It's not going to want to go for a move that's going to hit Tar, though, because Suicune's in, so Ooh, and Double Edge just smacks Pert. I think you go Tar there because no way Slacking's clicking Focus Punch or Earthquake in the face of Celebi. It would either be clicking its Stab or Shadow Ball maybe. So Tar's pretty safe in that situation. But Swampert pays the price. It does, however, land a Toxic on Suicune, and if this is an offensive Suicune, that could be really big. And judging by the Ice Beam, it really could be offensive. Freeze isn't going to be too big because Celebi has Natural Cure. But Toxicing that Suicune is kind of huge. And Slacking comes out again. And EQs. See, that's kind of why I feel like Tar was safer beforehand. And right there, I think if you're Slacking, you probably just click your normal stab into the Magneton anyway, knowing that there's Celebi there. We're gonna find out a lot about this Tar. It's Pursuit Tar. Probably makes sense with Slacking. Maybe it's not Shadow Ball on Slacking. Maybe you don't want to rely on. Maybe you're not trying to rely on Slacking to hit Gengar since it's gonna be loafing around every other turn. But they're being so proactive with their Slacking switches. They're getting a lot of value with Slacking. It's actually pretty awesome. And see, yeah, you just go for the Double Edge. When you're bringing something like Slacking in, you just go for the Double Edge, and they're really piloting this really well. Now Magneton in on T-Tar. This could be dangerous depending on the T-Tar set. It goes for Fire Blast and just KOs. I'm assuming this is probably well, we already know it is a Pursuit Tar. What am I talking about? So this definitely doesn't have a fighting move. It's not going to KO, and EQ should take this out. Expect Suicune to come in here? No, I guess Salamence. This is maybe a Mixed Mence? No, it is a physical Mence, so maybe Swampert. Oh, Arrow comes out. I think this is where you sack Mag if you're Sheik. Yep, makes sense. And now Magneton's going to get a free Toxic or HP Grass. We haven't seen what its coverage move is on this team. They opt to go to Suicune, so it makes me think that they don't. And Hydreigon over Latias calls that. And Suicune just rests. Okay. So it is maybe a defensive Suicune, possibly based off of that Rock Slide damage. It's and I mean, this is kind of a dicey game. On it, the Rock Slide missing there was really big because now Magneton's actually realistically forcing this out. I don't think I'd stay in there. I think I'd just go Swampert. I mean, if you're worried about the HP Grass, then you just come back into Arrow, and you Rock Slide anyway. But at least you tried. Yeah, see, it's HP Fire, and in hindsight, I think you need to keep Arrow around. This is Surf Pert too, so it's definitely not carrying Ice Beam. I think Salamence is going to be able to break through this pretty easily. Definitely going to take a Toxic here. It's going to have to DD on this Protect. But after that, it should just be cleaning up this game. Definitely think, though, if the Swampert came out sooner on the Magneton, could have been a little different. I don't know. I mean, Magneton wasn't really going to be able to touch the Swampert, and every time you're forcing in Salamence or Suicune, you're forcing damage on them. Suicune's Toxic. I think there was definitely a way to play your outs if you were Hydreigon over Latias. But very well played Slaking by Sheik. So definitely a good one. And assume they're probably gonna go for the protect again, and they get it. So Swampert actually manages to pull through versus Salamence. They never ended up going for that Dragon Dance. They just kept spamming Hidden Power. So now Suicune kind of owns this Swampert since it's mono per with Rest. Not really, yeah. I think you, at this point, just start spamming Surf. Then you Rest if you have to, if they get enough protects in a row. Surf was doing 24% last time, yeah, and you just Calm Mind here. See, if he would have Dragon Danced earlier with the Salamence, it would have been the same thing. That's assuming you have Dragon Dance. I mean, I'd assume you do, since you're a physical Salamence, but yeah, and that's a GG's there. So we'll get on to game 3. I'll put it on slow. So Salamence versus Zapdos lead. This is typically in Zapdos' favor, and we see a Toxic. Okay, and Rock Slide. So Choice Band Mints just absolutely destroyed Zapdos there. Seems like Sheik really likes these Choice Band Pokemon. Of course, Magneton comes out, and Skarm actually lives a roll. So this is pretty key because typically these teams that CB Ments is on don't really like spikes. Some of them do carry Claydol, but not all of them. So kind of big that it was able to get that second layer down. Blissey comes out, and Magneton actually Toxics. So maybe we might be seeing Substitute or Protect. This is a lefties Magneton. That's probably why the Thunderbolt didn't kill the Skarmory from full anyways, because it's lefties. Makes sense. That probably indicates there's a spinner in the back, maybe Claydol. Typically, if you don't have a spinner, you're going to want Magnet, just because it's going to give you a higher chance of killing Skarm and not allowing that second spike. Magneton's honestly putting in a lot of work versus his Blissey. The combination of Toxic and just Thunderbolting it is doing quite a bit. I think he's actually going to be forcing the Blissey out here. And they Protect. I think if you Toxic or T-Bolt there, you keep up the pressure. Mag already got a ton of value. It gets even more value there because you get the Para. So Magneton not only got rid of Skarmory, but really chipped that Blissey and parried T-Tar. Breloom comes out. Can't Spore here, so Gengar comes and looking like a pretty standard TSS team from Hydreigon over Latias. Maybe that's like Big 5 Zap, or maybe it's a little more offensive. But yeah, Breloom, without the pressure of Spore, really couldn't touch Gengar. Yeah, and so Pert comes out here. So it's Big 5 Zapdos. Gengar's going to be having to do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to offensive pressure since Zapdos is gone. But Sheik opts to stay in versus Pert. I would have definitely kept this arrow around because it's the only thing that outspeeds and pressures Gengar that you've revealed so far. And here, I guess you have the pressure of Spore because Tar's not going to want to be switching into you. But yeah, I think definitely they just go Gengar. I guess that's fair. If they don't have hidden power, they can't even touch this Gengar. There's no real risk to them even going Gengar here. So this could be bad. I think definitely needed to keep the arrow to pressure this Gengar. Yeah, because if this wakes up, if this Will-O-Wisp, it could be bad. And it just freezes. That is that's a rough one. That is rough. I definitely think Metagross maybe had a shot of pulling through. I mean, it's not guaranteed that the Gengar had Will-O-Wisp or Fire Punch or anything to like really punish Metagross, but it is unfortunate. Probably just gonna click Boom even though Frozen. Yep. Maybe seeing a well, Frozen Metagross is a dead Metagross, and it looks like Gengar is just gonna kind of have no problem cleaning up now. Definitely gonna have to Spore. If you can Spore the Gengar, go Salamence. It's a CB Mence. Maybe you can make something happen. Tar is paralyzed. You can start possibly spamming HP Flying. I guess you could do it this way as well. But HP Fly is going to do quite a bit. It's not going to take Ice Beam from this thing, so it needs a lot of sleep turns. But I think switching into T-Tar here, it takes it pretty well. And with Toxic racking up and the Sandstorm damage, it's yeah, maybe you can break through it with some luck. Oh, it's just Pursuit Tar. And even that little damage is going to do a lot, racking up with the Toxic damage. And last for Sheik is T-Tar. I wonder if this is a Pursuit Tar. Wait. Nope, it is a Physical Tar. Sorry, I was just checking to make sure, but it looks like a very similar team, just with Breloom. And T-Tar's just not going to break through Swampert. I think once you lost Arrow, you kind of lost your ability to pressure Gengar, and it was over. You definitely had Metagross and T-Tar in the back, but using Loom that way, I think you definitely needed to bring in like Mence or Arrow or Metagross after you spored the Gengar instead of... You shouldn't have let Arrow go, but you could have brought in Mence and started clicking HP Fly. You would have got pursued, I guess, by Pursuitar, but you know, it was para'd. You had a chance to break through. It's not like the chance was zero. Not only you did have Metagross, the freeze was very unfortunate. Could have been closer without, but well played set by both people here. We saw some slacking, which is awesome. If you guys like my commentary, let me know in the comments below, and I can't wait to do more.